Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. The markets they were kind of mixed a little bit today, but Bitcoin, Ethereum did great today. The miners, oh my gosh, they were all flying today. So that was great. So we're going to take a look at what's going on there. We're also going to take a look at a couple of stories that we do have, which isn't much. We got Bitfarms, they're buying or acquiring 22 megawatts of hydropower. We'll get into that. And we also have a huge story here from Cleanspark. They're basically doubling their Bitcoin mining capacity with a 144.9 million expansion deal. We're going to get into all the details and see how that's actually going to play out for them, okay? And that is basically it. So it's going to be a pretty easy day today. So as always, you guys know the drill here, not financial advice for entertainment only. Do your own research. And I'm invested in following coins and companies for full disclosure. Let's take a look at what's going on in the markets here. I got to clear my throat. Excuse me. Nope, don't want that one. Wanted this one. There we go. So S&P was, well, looks like it was basically flat, but it was down 0.17%, not 0.17%, 0.17 in change. So it was down to 4,108. Dow Jones was up just barely 0.29% to 33,684. NASDAQ was down 0.67% to 12,964 and change. Bitcoin, on the other hand, has had a nice day today. It wasn't up like the day before, but it was still up 1.91% on the day, which was great. It stayed above the resistance line of 28,600, which was really good there. And it continued to go up here a little bit more. It reached a new high today of approximately 30,584, so that was good as well. And RSI is kind of flattening out a little bit here. We'll see if we can continue to go back up. If we do, our possible next support resistance line is going to be right around the 32,200 mark if we get up to that point. If that happens, I would expect us to possibly come down a little bit. We need a little bit of a break, I think. If not now, we might get one a little bit later. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Everything else looks pretty good. The 4-hour RSI has been going flat or actually been coming down while the price has been coming up, so that's good there. 1-hour chart, we can see the same thing. RSI has been coming down. Bitcoin price has been going up a little bit here, so that's also a good sign there as well. You can see that it's kind of tough to see. There we go. So you can kind of see this happening here. Bitcoin going up, RSI coming down, so that's a good sign there. Ethereum was also up a little bit today as well. It wasn't, it's kind of lagging behind the Bitcoin a little bit, but not much. It was up today. Actually, it was down today. I thought it was up. It was down 1.02% on the day. It was up the day before 2.76%, but it's up a little bit now, right now. So like I said, it's lagging behind Bitcoin a little bit. RSI is also looking kind of good. It's trading sideways a little bit right now, but price is much higher than where we were. 4-hour chart, we can see that the RSI has come down quite a bit here, which is good on that one. And then the 1-hour chart, you can also see that the RSI is coming back down. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit of a pullback up here and price going up higher a little bit. Okay. Now the miners had a fantastic day today. We'll take a look at those, see what's going on there. Any was up today. Well, majority of, I think all of the miners were up today, but Any was up 5.07% today to 35 cents. Argo was up 4.61% to $1.59. Bit Digital was up 8.38% to $1.81. Bitfarms had a fantastic day today, up 14.58. It's up to $1.10 right now. Hopefully it can stay there for the next 10 days. And then that way we can get, the NASDAQ off Bitfarms butt a little bit for being not in compliance, being above the dollar. So that would be great. Cypher was up also quite nicely up today at 1.18%, just a little bit ahead. A much better day, but kind of fell back down a little bit. So I think there was some profit taken in Cypher. Cleanspark, fantastic day as well. Obviously, the news story that came out today, it was up 14.39% to $3.10. Cores was up 26.51% to 40 cents. So it had a really good day as well. DigiHost was up 6.13% to $1.73. DMG was up 5.53% to 24 cents. Greenwich was up also quite a bit here. It was up 25.84%, up a lot higher than that. It was up almost, probably if we're looking at the chart, it was all closer to probably being up 50% almost. But it closed out at 56 cents. Hive was up 7.69% to $3.78. Hut 8, similarly 7.61% up to $1.98. Iris Energy had a really good day as well, 16.42% to $3.90. Marathon, 12.42% on the day to $10.23. Mawson was up 3.81% to $3. Riot had a fantastic day as well, 17.1% to $12.38. And Solana was up 4% to 26 cents. Stronghold was up also quite nicely today, 19.69% to 86 cents. And then TerraWolf was up 23.28% to $1.43. So that was one of the better performers here with along with Cores and looks like Greenwich on the board here. So great day by all the miners, which was nice to see because we were kind of trading sideways, heading down a little bit. So this was obviously good to see as well. Okay. Next, let's take a look at the Bitcoin network here, see what's going on there. Oh, that's over here. and that is here. So I just refreshed this, so we should be good there. It is at 345 million for the 7-day average right now. And if we look at the 1-day average, we can see that it's actually come down quite a bit here today to 292. And I'm not sure why that is. Maybe something's going on, but that seems a little odd that it's coming back down this far. Okay. Next, let's take a look at some of the news stories that we do have. So the first one that we do have is going to be on Bitfarms. Bitfarms enters agreements to acquire 22 megawatts of hydropower capacity in, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this, Camu. I'm just going to say BC, Quebec. And here's what we got. So Bitfarms has entered into an agreement to acquire 22 megawatts of hydropower capacity and to lease a site in BC. Quebec, the BC area, is home to 5 hydroelectricity generation facilities with over 5.4 gigawatts of nameplate capacity. And then here's a quote from CEO Geoff Murphy. Following the closing of the acquisition, we plan to keep the development and build-out costs low by leveraging our experienced Canadian-based team, utilizing a portion of our hardware credits for miner procurement, and applying infrastructure equipment repurposed from the December 2022 sale of the De La Pointe facility. So they do have equipment that they can repurpose there, so that's great there. They're also going to get miners for the credits they have, so that's great there. They're going to be putting out a lot of capital to do this facility. Our in-house design team and electricians will retrofit the existing structure and expect to bring 11 megawatts online in the third quarter of 2023. And then we expect to commission the remaining 11 megawatts during the second half of 2024, providing strategic flexibility around the next BTC halving. So that's kind of cool there. And, excuse me, our financial strength and flexibility enabled us to act quickly and secure this accretive opportunity during this period of industry transition. We anticipate this 22 megawatt increase in capacity will add over 600 petahash when in full production. So that's a good sign there as well. So they are growing. It looks like here in Canada some more, which is good to see. 22 is not a lot, but it does give them an extra 600 petahash. So I thought that was kind of great news there for them as well, as they can kind of build out going into this year and into next year as well. Now, the big story today is obviously Cleanspark to double its Bitcoin mining capacity with 144.9 million expansion deal. And this is basically gets them to about 16 exahash, pretty close. It's going to get them about to 15.9. But today, Cleanspark announced a purchase of 45,000 brand new units of Antminer S19 XP Bitcoin mining machines for a total price of 144.9 million. This actually equates to about $23 per terahash, which is really low for these machines. They were going for much higher for $28, $33, $35 per terahash. So this is actually a really good price for them. All units are expected to be ready for delivery by the manufacturer before September end, adding once deployed over 6.3 exahash per second of computing power to the company's current hash rate of 6.7 exahash, an 85% increase. They also got, they ordered another 20-some thousand miners just recently within the last month or so to get them, add them another 2.3 exahash there. So that gets them pretty close to where they want to be yet. Okay. The Antminer S19 XP is the most power efficient Bitcoin mining machine available in the market today and a key component in our continuing work to build some of the most efficient Bitcoin mining facilities in the country, said Zach Bradford, the CEO. According to the purchase agreement, the manufacturer will prepay 25,000, will prepare 25,000 of the 45,000 units for delivery in August, while the remaining 20,000 units are expected to be ready for delivery in September. So they are going to be pretty much ramping up here if they get them in August, which we're hoping that they do. But knowing Bitmain and everything else, they sometimes get delayed a little bit. So if they get them in August and September, that gives them a little bit of time before, well, it doesn't give them too much time because they're supposed to get into September. So basically 2 months, one after another, getting the machines in. So it's going to take them a while. I'm guessing maybe by November, everything will be installed if all goes well. And continuing on here, the company plans to deploy all the acquired units at its Bitcoin mining facility in Sandersville, Georgia, which is currently undergoing a planned 150 megawatts expansion. So that should be enough for them to grow to that size with those machines. And the machines will be deployed in multiple batches as they arrive on site and new rack space becomes available, with all machines expected to be fully operational before the year end. So that is great news there. Let's take a look at the 150 megawatts into my little calculator that we got here. And I got 150 megawatts here based on 80% of load. I'm guessing they're going to be getting a higher load percentage on that, maybe bigger transformers, but their internal is going to be about 150 megawatts possibly. But that would only get me to about 5.54 exahash. Here you can see it. And we're using the 104 terahash miner with basically 3,035 watts per the miner. But if we use 100% of that load being available to them, this should be 100%. But I just did it as Really quick here, that could possibly get them to about 6.92. They're saying they're going to have 6.3. So I think they're going to be in good shape here to be able to do this, right? They said, what did they say? 6.3. Yeah, so they should have enough space to get those machines installed in there. Let's see here. Continuing on here, we have chosen other units such as the S19J Pro Plus over the S19 XP in the past because we believe the gap would close on the delta between the ROI of other units and the XP, and it did. When we ran the numbers, when they provided us with the update that they're buying the S19J Pros, those were a lot better on ROI compared to the XPs at the time. And this was only about a month ago or so. So prices come down, which is good to see. And I think they picked up the the J Pros, what was it, for like $13 per terahash or something like that. So this is pretty close to that as well. Bitcoin has gone on in price, which is also helping things out. Our patience has paid off. Securing these units under contract provides us with approximately 15.9 exahash of machines on hand or under contract for delivery this year, which was their stated goal of getting to 16 exahash by the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up actually beating this now that they have this. Well, the big thing is going to be obviously getting the facilities to be capable of hosting all those. But at least we got to the 16 exahash. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually end up beating that by a little bit here by the end of the year, depending on if they can get some good deals on things. Okay. And I think that is it. So based on all that, I have been pretty close to the spreadsheet that I do have here. And the spreadsheet, as always, is going to be available to my Patreon members. And thank you everyone there for their continued support. But we can see here that I actually have them close to the, well, they said 15.9. I have them at 15.8 roughly here on the chart. You can see it here with 6.7 currently installed. And these are going to be down here added in the 6.3 exahash. We do have the S19 Pros, the Plus Pros. Those are going to be 122 terahash miners, 20,000 of those. That gets them 2.44 roughly of exahash on that one. So we do have a lot of growth left in them, as this turns out to be quite a nice deal for them. So currently we are about 42% installed. Hash rate growth about 135% left for them to grow. And this is going to be a huge improvement for them as well. Now, they might be overclocking some of these miners here that are the 140 terahash miners or some of the other ones in their facility that is immersion cooled. We don't know that, but maybe that's how they're getting to the, what do they say, 15.9, maybe another 100 petahash worth of overclocking is possible, but potentially, depending on how many miners they have. So that might be one way to do it, but they do have a lot of growth left. Most of the growth, it looks like, is going to come in the second, possibly towards the end of the second quarter, and then into Q3 and Q4. Well, if we're looking in August, we're right on the cusp of, yeah, so it's going to be possibly Q3 and Q4 is going to see a huge amount of growth from them in a short period of time, especially as we get into the halving event. So with them getting too close to 16 exahash, that's kind of basically where I think Cleanspark, or not Cleanspark, Core Scientific is right now. Core Scientific is at, let's see here, where are they at? 16.1. So right now they are mining approximately 1,400 Bitcoins currently. Now, given that the network hash rate is going to be increasing over this next couple, 6, 7, 8, 9 months, I would expect that to drop down a little bit. So maybe closer to 1,300, 1,350 or so. But then as we get into the halving event, so that would be after the halving event, 1,600, well, that'd be what, 650 roughly Bitcoin possibly. They're going to be mining after the halving event. And with Bitcoin going up in value, that should help out things as well. So that's going to be a lot of Bitcoin for them going forward. All right, let me know what you guys think of this story. I think this is great. They're definitely executing on their plan. They did the same thing last year where they said they're going to get to X, and they actually got above that. I'm hoping they do the same thing this year. They are going to be a monster. They're going to be basically after Marathon. Marathon's going to be at 23 exahash, something like that. They're going to be possibly the second or the third biggest, depending on how you look at it. If you include Core in there, they're going to be possibly the third. And if you don't include Core, they're going to be second basically in the hash rate race right now. So definitely, in my opinion, way undervalued. Like I said in the previous video that I did earlier last week or late last week, market cap is at 241 million right now. They should be much, much higher. I think the stock should probably go up 3x to be more in line where things should be valued for them, I think, right now, compared to the other miners. Right, you got Riot. Riot right now is valued at a lot more. They're close to what, 2 billion right now? Yeah, 2 billion for Riot, and they have 10.5 exahash, right? So Cleanspark should be somewhere around probably 1.2 billion to 1 billion, somewhere around there in value based on what they have. Now, given that, they do have a pretty good sizable HODL position, which is valued at about 200 million of that. So you can take that out of the equation, and you're looking at a market cap of 1.8 billion just for the mining infrastructure that they do have. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at them. Okay. But again, let me know what you guys think. I think this is great. But as always, love your guys' inputs as well. You guys provide a lot of information that sometimes I don't know. So love hearing from you guys there. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, spreadsheets available to my Patreon members. Thank you to everyone there. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Until then, bye.